to get to that point where you have 100% control, you need to have 100% responsibility. I can't have 100% control and we're going 50-50 on the responsibilities.
Right.
That don't make sense.
And the only time I do 50-50 probably, like, if my man is a man that leave and he just fell out for a little minute, but he know how to pick himself back up.
Yeah. Last podcast, I had two sisters on, and they were saying that they are iffy about letting the man lead the relationship and have control of all the money because he might start thinking in a way, well, I can do whatever the hell I want to do. She can't leave me anyway. I got all the money. Do you have that fear of a man taking on that mindset?
No, he can't. I just feel like that's just trauma. And I did it first. I ain't gonna lie, I did, but now just let a man take control in a good way. But like if anything happen, I ain't gonna just think. I don't just think about a man just leave. I be thinking about death and all that. So you gotta have your own. So,
all right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Don't Be a Viking podcast. Today I got a new face with me, and now I'm gonna need you to introduce yourself by name, age, and relationship status.
My name Jasmine. I'm 25. Relationship status. I don't even know what to say.
Okay. Do you feel like a father is needed to raise this young man the right way, or do you think as a mother who is gaining correct knowledge, you will be able to be sufficient?
I can't raise no son.
Okay. Do you think you can raise a daughter?
Mm-mm.
No?
Because from my experience, I ain't got no daddy. And I grew up having daddy trauma, like, not, especially with men, like, not least to a man, thinking a man always controlling me. Because it's like, I never had a man, not even my uncle, nothing, like, tell me what to do. So I'm like, is you controlling me? I'm telling with the attitude. Now I just calm down, you know. But nah, because I feel like a daddy as well as women gonna tell his daughter how to set boundaries.
Yeah.
I wasn't even good at set boundaries. I'm just learning all that. So,
okay.
Yeah.
What ways did you struggle with setting boundaries? Because it's like some stuff I do, but I don't necessarily know the name for it. You see what I'm saying? Like, I set boundaries, but now that I know what boundaries is, you see, at first, if you would ask me, I would have been like, nah, I don't do that. But I do it. I just didn't know what it was called.
Like you said earlier, like a woman, like your woman have to read and all that. I feel like that's a boundary.
Okay.
Cause like you doing this and you ain't not finna do this, so that's a boundary you see for yourself. You gotta read, and you can't do that. Then you at my life type stuff. Like
So, what boundaries did you have problems with? Like, did you let people cross because, like, did you feel like would have been corrected if you had a father figure?
Really, like my standard was just low. So I feel like now as I'm setting boundaries, it's like I won't allow nobody to play with me. I won't allow nobody to, even especially a man, but with families well too. But I'm just saying, as far as a man, like, if a man don't even know what I know or can't lead me, then that's a boundary I set for myself. Like, I can't be like, like, say for a man that want 50-50, like, I can't do that.
Okay, so you want the man to take on the full financial. Okay, and I agree with you. This the only thing I say. And from the conversation, I feel like you fit this criteria, so I feel like it's cool. But I say, on the man's perspective, the reason I feel like you should try to grow, because let's say you're not there yet, you can't afford to take care of you and her fully. Like, that's cool. Like, if y'all got to go 50-50 right now, and like this what's required, that's fine. But I say you should keep striving to grow towards the man that can take on 100% of the finances, because as a man, like I said earlier, bro, it's a wonderful feeling to have full control over the relationship. Not controlling the goddamn kid way.
Right.
Damn, I shouldn't say kid on here. But not control in a, oppressive way. That's a better word for it. But just control in a way where you know you have say so and you have authority to execute decisions that you won't execute in a relationship. Not necessarily to her detriment, because I know when we hear the word control, that's what comes to mind a lot of the times. Like the man is making decisions that may be even at the woman's detriment. Mm-hmm. But control in an upright, righteous way where I'm putting my and her best interests forward. Right. Like, but to get to that point where you have 100% control, you need to have 100% responsibility. I can't have 100% control and we're going 50-50 on the responsibilities. Right. That don't make sense.
And the only time I do 50-50 probably, like, if I do, like, if my man is a man that leave and he just fell out for a little minute, but he know how to pick himself back up. Yeah. Then
so you would do it for a temporary time period. What is your length on this time period? What's the max you will go before you like you couldn't it?
I can't even say because I can't even say. Cause one day you might pop a reach.
You said one day you might what?
Pop a reach.
Okay. So you don't want to cut it out too soon.
But if I see you not trying it all, then that's when I get to go because you.
Okay. You know. Now that's on the man's side. Why I would advise a man to try to be the man who are able to handle 100% of the finances. Now on the other side, on the women's side, I say as a woman, if you require that, you should make sure that you are, what's the word? Like, to have him take on 100% of the finances, you need to make sure you are willing to give him 100% of the control in the right way. If you feel like he is starting to push it and like do things in a more oppressive way, hey, don't let him just get crazy with it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that's why it's also important for women to make their own money as well, because anything can happen. So.
Oh, okay. So you don't necessarily want to be a housewife.
Oh yeah.
You do want to be a housewife,
but it's ways around the house. Oh,
so okay. Because like you said, real estate.
Yeah. Okay. And I do hair, like I'm a hairstylist, so you know.
Okay. So
content is so many ways you can make money now.
Okay.
Just being a wife.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. So that's the only thing I would say on the women's end. If he's taking care of 100% of everything, trust him with 100% of the control and authority. Okay. Now, I want to ask you this. Last podcast, I had two sisters on, and they were saying that they are iffy about letting the man lead the relationship and have control of all the money because he might start thinking in a way, well, I can do whatever the hell I want to do. She can't leave me anyway. I got all the money. Do you have that fear of a man taking on that mindset?
No, he can't. I just feel like that's just trauma. And I did it first. I ain't gonna lie, I did, but now just let a man take control in a good way. But like if anything happen, I ain't gonna just think. I don't just think about a man just leave. I be thinking about death and all that. So you gotta have your own. So, you know.
Now, with this is something that I had proposed previously. I was like, I am gonna get married, but I'm gonna have everything contracted in a certain way where I still have full control over my marriage. Because at first, I said I wasn't gonna get married. Like we're gonna do the ceremony, buy you a ring, etc. I'm not necessarily going to the court and putting them in control or position of authority over my marriage. Because if we decide to separate, we're on good terms. It's a mutual agreement to separate. I'd be damned if anybody else try to order me to do X, Y, and Z.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And throughout the history, if we study it well enough, we can see that most of the things that are done are not to bring justice. Most of the things that are done is to Black people specifically is to cause more division and more detrimental times. So why the hell would I trust you, a people that have a history of doing this, to guide or have control or authority over my marriage? So at first I was like, hell nah, I'm not gonna get married by the court. But I was talking to a brother, he like a big brother to me, like a mentor to me. I'm telling him my thought processes on it. I'm laying it out on the table. The research, citing everything I got it from, this is why I won't do it, etc. He brought up a damn good point. I was like, I ain't even finding back on it. I'm like, I'll submit to it. Cool. He was like, do you got a driver's license? I said, yeah. He said, do you have to have certain other licenses if you want to be a more experienced driver? Like if you want to drive 18 wheelers, you got to have a CDL. I'm like, for sure. I'm like, where you going with this? He like, hold on, let me cook. I'm like, all right, cool. And he just kept naming stuff there's prerequisites to do certain outcomes. He like, now, if you will submit to all this other stuff to get the outcome, the reason you got your driver's license is not because you necessarily need it to drive. You can drive without a damn driver's license.
Right.
But he said the reason you got it is to honor the law and to avoid trouble if you do get pulled over.
Right.
He was like, we have to stop thinking of ways we'll abide by the law for petty reasons, but don't abide by it for the most important reasons. Other than choosing to believe in God, the person you choose to spend the rest of your life with is the most important decision you will make. Mm-hmm. So he said, you went and got a damn license over a car. This is not even in the top 3 of most important decisions in your life. But you won't legalize or get a license to make official your love for the second most important decision in your life. I'm like, damn.
I didn't even look at that way.
Yeah, I'm like, damn, that makes sense. So I am going to go get married, like, by the court. But I'm still writing a contractual agreement up that I see best fit.
So why you didn't want to get married by the court?
Cause like it's just giving somebody who has a history of being proven to be an enemy against you, against our people, control over our life. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, that's stupid. That's the same thing I tell people about, and I said this before, I'm gonna say it again, just in case you didn't watch that episode. I'm not trying to knock nobody's religion. You'll see what I'm saying when I get into saying it. That's the same thing I said about Christianity. I don't agree with having somebody who won't treat you right, believing they'll teach you right. If I have a history of not doing right by you, do you think I will teach you the right thing about God? If God is the thing that will bring you the most power, the thing you can gain, the source you can gain the most power from, right, do you think I will give you a proper knowledge on this thing called God? If I want to strip you and oppress you, if I want to strip you from power and oppress you, no.
Right.
Instead, for example, if I'm beating on you in a relationship, me and you in a relationship, and I'm beating on you, I will not advise you to go to someone who can free you from my beating.
Right.
I would frame it in that way to make you think I'm trying to do the best for you to keep beating you. So let's say this person right here is the person who really gonna free you.
Mm-hmm.
This the person I'm gonna guide you to because you think I'm leading you to freedom, but that person just gonna bring you back to me.
Right.
That's what I feel like Christianity has done. But what I will say is, like you said earlier, the Bible has some man-made elements to it. I do think the Bible still comes from God. I still think it has divine scripture in it, but I think also it's been tempered with it. So it's like a mix of both. Cool. The problem with it is, if we know that the Bible has been tampered with, and we know that the people who gives us the interpretations of the Bible is not our friends historically, why will we continue to trust these same people? So that's the same thing I feel about the court. y'all been missing black people over for a long time.
Right.
I'm not trying to trick you with my marriage.
But with that, I agree that they've been messing up us. But it's like, it's to a point now, like, we got to take our power back, man.
I agree with you. Now I ask you, how? Do we take it back by using their system, the court? Now that's the question.
I don't know. I just feel like we take it back by knowing who we really are. They just what I. Thank you.
No problem. No, I agree with you. Now I'm gonna ask you this. This is a damn good question. Mm-hmm. How do we figure out who we really are?
All we gotta do is, man. Okay, I watched this leather. This thing. I forgot his name. It started with an L though. It's Who You Are. It's called Who You Are. And he was just like, we just gotta go back, go down in history, like learn our ancestors, like literally learn who we are. Yeah. Like before our time and everything. Like get deep with this.
Now, I agree with you. Now I ask you this. I want you to understand the attitude in which I'm asking these questions. Mm-hmm. It's not that I disagree with you. Okay. I'm asking the question to get you to go even deeper on the parts I agree with. Mm-hmm. So I agree with you, learn our history. What will learning our history do for us? Will we just be able to say, well, I know where I come from. Like, I know my folks. I know what language they spoke.
Nah, it ain't about I know where I come from. It's like you got to learn about the white people too. Yeah. Like no lie. Like once I get really deep down to knowing who I am, like I learned about how the government like want black people, like the music, like they put all that out, like to take our power away.
Exactly. From us. Okay. Now from learning this, like I had asked the brother a super important question like a couple podcasts ago. Mm-hmm. I said, if I ain't even get into proving it to him because I'm like, bro, that's gonna take quite a while, more time than we got on this podcast episode. But I was like, if we can prove God is a man and not a spirit, mm-hmm. I know that's a big topic, so we're gonna have to take some time to dissect it. But if we can prove God is a man and not a spirit, what does this also mean? That the devil is not a spirit or it's just somebody living on the ground. The devil is also a man. Yeah. Cool. So I asked him if we can read the description of the devil in the Bible. The devil comes to kill, steal, destroy, etc. Mm-hmm. If this is the description of him, what man, what race of people, what group of people fits this description the most? So
the white man.
I was asking him, I'm like, we have to begin to see things in a different perspective. So you said we have to start taking back our power. How do we take back this power? You said from learning our history. And from learning our history, we also learn who our enemy is. I agree with you. Mm-hmm. That is the damn answer. That's the code right there. Because if you know who your enemy is, you know who attacking you, where the attack coming from, and how to guard yourself against the attack. Now, after guarding yourself against the attack, you able to, I'm gonna put it like this. I had used this example before. If you try to, I'm gonna use a simple achievement. Let's say you're trying to write a letter, mm-hmm. but an attack keep coming to you when you're trying to write a letter. Mm-hmm. Let's say every time you try to write, I'm standing right over you, just pouring water. On your damn paper, you got to keep starting over getting new paper. Cool. Once you start to identify who your enemy is, me. Right. Then, after you're able to view me in the right perspective and know I'm your enemy, then you're able to see how I'm attacking you. Right. A cup of water. Right. After knowing who your enemy is and identifying the attack, now you know how to free yourself from the attack and how to accomplish what you want to accomplish. If you want to accomplish writing the paper, you look behind you and say, oh, damn, this is where this water coming from? Move accordingly. Or turn around and whoop my ass or whatever you got to do. I'm telling you. Now you're able to write however many letters you want in peace. Right. So the first key to our freedom is, I believe, separating from our enemy. But like you said, to do that, we got to know who we are, who our enemy is, and what's the attacks.
Right.
Now, that's just 3 simple points. But boy, it's going to take intense amount of study to figure each of them damn points out. So, man, I 100% agree with you. Now, I say, where do you think we should go? Like, how do we initiate this process? Do we just go to YouTube? If we go to YouTube, who do we look for on YouTube? Who do we listen to first? Do we go to the library? What author do we grab from the library? Like, what course of action should we take to figure this out?
I went to YouTube first.
Okay.
And I started watching 19 Keys, Von to Cut. I started watching spiritual people.
Von to Cut. Okay.
Yeah. What's it? Dr. Omar. Okay. I started watching stuff like that.
Yeah.
People like that. And they will teach you about the system.
Yeah.
How, like, the schools done played is the government, how they push out music to kill each other. And how they just do black people.
Have you heard of a man named Wesley Muhammad?
No.
Listen to me. I know a lot of scholars.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I study from a lot of scholars, and I give all of them their respect. Wesley Muhammad, so far, and I think it's gonna stay this way, is my favorite scholar. This dude is incredible. I gotta get you hip to him. But let me say this, y'all. I know usually we talk about relationships. The reason we not necessarily talking about relationship now is because this is a privileged opportunity. Thank you, babe. Oh, you said you're welcome. You don't got attitude. Oh, appreciate you, girl. But this is a privileged conversation to have, being able to talk with a sister who is interested and studies on a higher level. Most people, we have to stick to conversations around relationships because they have probably not yet branched out to other bodies of knowledge to speak outside of relationships. And since I know everybody has dealt with relationships, I got a natural desire and inclination towards women. Women got a natural inclination towards men. So since this we all experienced before, bam, for the most part, we're talking about relationships. When we got the opportunity to talk about other bodies of knowledge, we take the damn opportunity. So I just wanted to put it out. So with YouTube, you named a couple people. Now, after the podcast, I'm gonna send you some other people to watch. Boy, and I'm not disrespecting like Dr. Umar and none of them brothers. I think the brothers got good knowledge.
Especially men, I love to watch men. They gonna tell you the truth.
Like I like some of the information Dr. Umar and them put out, but it's some other brothers that I gotta send you that. These brothers is next level. Now I say this: since you have started this path of learning higher knowledge, will you be willing to get with the man who is unfamiliar with this type of knowledge? No? Okay. That's a good point. I don't think I ever asked a sister that before. Like, I
cannot teach a man what I know. A man got to come teach me.
Now, let me ask you this. This is a good point. Where do you expect to find these type of men? Because you know, like I know, everybody don't study this body of knowledge.
Right.
So, since, I'm going to put it like this, you already had your own preferences before you came into this knowledge, whatever those preferences was, whether you like a man of this skin tone or you like a man that's bare minimum this height or whatever your preferences was, you already had preferences. So before I go into that, what were some of the preferences you had before you got this knowledge?
The skin type, like you gotta be dark skin, you gotta be tall. You can't have like no beat up shoes, like little girl man.
Yeah,
yeah.
So
I had.
Do you still have those preferences now?
No.
So what preferences do you have now? You said he gotta be knowledgeable. What else?
Yes, he gotta love himself.
Okay.
He gotta value himself,
and
he gotta know what a man supposed to be on this earth to do. And
so you said you want a man to take on 100% of the finances. Is that necessary initially, or will you give him time to grow to that point?
Yeah. Okay. Especially if I'm not in that position, then yeah. But if I was already in that position, then nah.
Okay. So with having these type of preferences, which are good preferences, let's say it's a body of 100 million, you automatically cut it to like 15. Right. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So how do you expect to find these 15 and stay away and not waste your time with the other 85?
I attract them. I don't even go find them.
Okay. How do you attract them? Is it the type of things you post online? Or?
Yeah, probably just how I carry myself.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I will say this. As like I don't want to say have, like I already got it down packed. Mm-hmm. I have started this process of getting a higher knowledge. I'm still a natural man. If a girl with a fat ass with her ass cheeks that I walk past right now, my same urge is going, you see what I'm saying, get going like.
You gonna look?
Probably more than look. I probably think in my head like, damn, I'm trying to, you know, then I gotta bring myself back like,
right.
Let's take some deep breaths. You see what I'm saying? But initially, the thoughts still pop up like, damn, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what I be trying to get people to understand. Do I think eventually, as I continue to practice discipline, etc., I grow out of this state? Because from where I'm at now to where I was previously, I've already grown. At first, I would have actually acted on it. Like, we've had.
I mean, I don't mind a little look, but I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, like, say it first. I probably would have went to go get her number. Okay. It led to what it led to. You know what I'm saying? Bam. Now, not gonna lie, I still look, but I have grown in a way where I won't act on it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's what's up.
I won't go after the sister. I won't, even if, bro, recently I said this got to be a test from God. Recently, usually I'm the one that get the sisters. Like, I'm like, damn, she fine. Let me go get that with you. Right. All right, cool. It go from wherever it go from. Recently, so many sisters been trying to come after me after I said like, gee, I'm done. Like, I'm trying to evolve in the area. Bruh, God tested me,
I'm
boy.
just finna say they be them tests.
God tested me, boy. But then it's like, cool, I'm passing the test. Now, a couple times I done damn near failed. Like, I done came close to the line. You see what I'm saying? But, bam. Growing progress. Cool. So eventually I think I get to the point where I be better than I am now. Like I won't even look. I be like, well, I don't know if I ever like not even look because it's like, bro, what the hell? So maybe I grow to that point, but eventually I grow to the point where I won't even like second guess it. Like I won't even think, damn, eventually there won't even be a thought. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say, as you are growing with your preferences and you able to not or point out the dudes, you know, I shouldn't be with them. I'm only focused on this caliber dude. You say you attract them. What I would say is the reason I had brought up wardrobe is if it's a wise brother, a brother know, I ain't gonna lie, a woman dressing like that, this is not a woman I really want a wife.
Right.
But that ass do look fat. Like I will, even though I won't marry it, I will. You see what I'm saying? Now, this coming from a brother who is trying to discipline himself.
Right.
I still understand that thought process. Because even though I'm trying to discipline myself, the society we live in don't help me in that decision. Like if anything, try to strip me away from that and act on my sexual urges.
Right.
So I say, I thank you for dressing the way you dress today, because what I tell people is, if you want a man to value you for your inner qualities, your mindset, your intelligence, etc., it's wise to cover the outside. You ain't got to dress in a way that's uncomfortable to you. Like, this just ugly as hell and I got to wear this. You can still dress fashionable, but don't necessarily have the goodies all out or whatever. Because
right.
even if there's a brother who is normally wise, if you put a damn near naked woman in front of him, not gonna lie, wisdom get to leave in the door and other thoughts get to come. You see what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm like, don't need test them on this. Some brothers way better than me. They have been practicing this way longer. You can literally come to them naked and they standing strong. Not gonna lie, I might not be there yet. You see what I'm saying?
Because I know what type of women them, type of women them is.
Facts.
Them are.
Facts. So I say one of the ways that help you keep attracting them is doing what you're doing. Speak in the way you speak. Like I said, like from first talking to you, I'm like, damn, this is a sister with a lot of humility. You know what I'm saying? Dress the way you dress. Don't dress too promiscuous. I know sisters want to get sexy sometimes.
Right.
Throw this on. But at least challenge yourself to begin saying, how can I be sexy and look fashionable without showing all the goodies or whatever? Cool.
When I turned 25, I changed my wardrobe. Like, I used to dress like a little, outside clothes. I used to go to the club and stuff. Not too much, but out. Like now, only thing I'm gonna wear is a crop top.
Okay.
That's about it.
So do you think if a brother would have came to you in your younger years and offered you to change your wardrobe, do you think you would have listened to him or you would have gave him some pushback on it?
No, I wouldn't listen to
Okay,
him.
so you think
I need to do some little learning myself.
Okay. And I that's what I was trying to say earlier when we was talking about, like, I'm trying not to be judgmental over the people who still willingly do wrong. Like, say in your younger years, but you probably knew this probably not the best clothes. Like, you probably won't wear these clothes around your grandma.
Right,
you see what I'm saying?
right.
So subconsciously, it's not the best attire. But even though you knew that, you still had to go through that learning curve on your own. I feel like that's a good point. And I feel like I need to take that in. I need to take you saying that in, because I be looking at it like, let's say if you 21 or something, I look at it like, bro, this sister knows she ain't supposed to be wearing that. I done talked to this sister. I know this sister smart as hell. She just willingly choosing it. And I be like, God damn. And I'm not necessarily saying I give up on the other person, but I just be like, damn, fool, they tripping. But seeing how you elevated now, it's a reminder to me to just be patient. Like,
and I want to say this: if you is telling like people to be better and it's not judging, because 9 times out of 10, if it's meant for them to do better or be better, they gonna remember. Dang, he told me this, so dang. So it's really not a bad thing.
Yeah,
because they gonna. If it's meant for them to do that, they gonna always remember that you told.
Yeah, and that's what it's a brother named Brother Rodney I was talking to. I had brought up the same thing to him. Super smart. What we talk about smart, like these brothers next level. I'm talking to him. I'm like, look, Brother Rodney, I'm trying to like get my homies to do better. I'm trying to get these people to do better. I'm like, but it seems like folks ain't hearing it. I'm like, we are taught to, if you want to be a redeemer of our people, a helper of our people, help restore our people to the level they're supposed to be at, you got to go through hell to do so. Like, you have to love them more than they hate you or hate themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say if somebody drinking all day, every day, we know this is a slow form of suicide. So even though you doing this to enjoy yourself and have fun, on the broader scale, you performing suicide. That's an act of hating yourself. Right. So if I'm trying to get you to not drink no more, out of love, I'm trying to do this, but out of the